Assalamu alaikum. We're getting straight to it. We are looking at a series of documented events, all pointing to a single moment in time. The real question is, what happens when they all converge?
It sounds disconnected, right? But that's the central question we're looking at. What in the world connects a presidential decree, a brand new payment system, a predictable solar event, a global banking alliance, and a massively powerful AI? We've gone through the source documents, and these threads, they don't just connect. They look like they've been woven together on purpose.
Okay, let's lay out the first thread. This one is legal. On March 9, 2022, the White House issued Executive Order 14067. This isn't a theory, it is a public record. This is the paper trail.
And here it is, the critical language right from that order. Now, this is not a suggestion. It places the highest urgency on developing a U.S. central bank digital currency. This is the official starting gun being fired.
So what even is a CBDC? Well, think of it as digital cash issued directly by the central bank. But here's the property that changes everything. It can be programmable. We're talking about money with rules literally written into its code.
Right, and the executive order specifically directs the Federal Reserve to explore a sovereign CBDC. That word choice is so deliberate. Sovereign implies supreme, centralized authority over the currency itself, and by extension, over every single transaction you make with it.
And for the record, here is the source. The full text of Executive Order 14067 is available for anyone to read at whitehouse.gov/briefing room/presidential actions/2022/03/09/executive order on ensuring responsible development of digital assets.
So a legal mandate is one thing, but you need the actual plumbing to make it work. And that brings us to thread number 2, FedNow. It went live in July 2023. This is the new financial infrastructure.
This is how FedNow enables that programmability we just talked about. See, because settlements are instant, rules can be applied at the exact moment of a transaction. A purchase is initiated, the system checks the rules in real time, and the transaction is either approved or denied.
And again, this isn't us speculating. The official press release for the FedNow service is documented on the Federal Reserve's own website at federalreserve.gov/newsevents/press releases/other 2023-0315a.htm.
Okay, this brings us to our third thread. And at first, it's going to seem totally unrelated. Solar Cycle 25. According to NASA and NOAA, the sun operates in these predictable cycles. We entered the 25th cycle back in 2019, and all the documented data points to its peak intensity arriving in July 2026.
So why does that matter? A peak solar cycle dramatically increases the odds of a G5-level solar storm. You know, the kind that can wreck satellites, power grids, and traditional digital banking systems. The source material we reviewed suggests this predictable event is being framed as the perfect catalyst, a stress test, if you will, to justify a mandatory transition to a new, supposedly more resilient, digital ledger system.
And this isn't science fiction. The data on Solar Cycle 25 and its predicted peak comes straight from official reports. You can find it published by NASA and NOAA at nasa.gov/newsrelease/Solar Cycle 25 is here. NASA-NOAA scientists explain what that means.
Okay, so we've got the legal framework, we've got the domestic infrastructure, and we have a potential catalyst. But this isn't just a U.S. plan. Let's pull on the fourth thread and see just how global this gets. Project Agora.
Look at the scale of this thing. Project Agora is being coordinated by the Bank for International Settlements. It's basically the central bank for all the other central banks. And you can see the participants right here. 7 of the world's most powerful central banks, including the Fed, all working together on a unified system for what they call tokenized assets.
And again, this is all out in the open. It's documented on the official website for the Bank for International Settlements. Global coordination isn't a theory, it's their stated public goal. Find it at bis.org/about/bizh/topics/cbdc/agora.htm.
So who manages a transition this complex, this global? Well, that's the fifth and final thread. The oversight isn't entirely human. It's an AI system from BlackRock called Aladdin.
The scale here is, it's just hard to even wrap your head around.
Aladdin is a risk management platform that oversees more than $21 trillion in assets. According to the source, its predictive models are being used as the brain of this entire operation, analyzing global financial risk and basically mapping out the smoothest path for this whole transition.
So let's bring it all together. The legal order is in place. The FedNow infrastructure will be fully mature and operational. The Global Banking Alliance is already established. The AI oversight is active and learning. And the solar cycle provides the perfect catalyst, the perfect excuse. All 5 threads converge on a single point in time, July 2026.
And this convergence leads to what the source material calls the sovereign lock, a pre-planned, and this is the most important word, mandatory shift. This isn't an option. It's a required transition to a new financial system, one built on programmable, centrally controlled digital currency.
So let's just recap the evidence. You have the legal mandate from the White House, the technological infrastructure with FedNow, the environmental catalyst of the solar peak, the global alliance under Project Agora, and the AI management from BlackRock's Aladdin. 5 distinct, publicly documented threads, all pointing to the exact same outcome at the exact same time.
We've just presented the data from the official sources. So the only question left is whether this is all just a series of incredible, unbelievable coincidences, or if you're looking at the blueprint for a documented global financial transition.